What's up, Rosterbaiters? Shane here again. It's been a couple weeks since I did a video, and this is not going to be a super long one today, but I am going to try and get another one in throughout the Thanksgiving break. Maybe I'll ask one of you guys for an interview, or maybe we can do a Zoom call with everybody at some point. I know we were supposed to do it last Sunday, but I was pretty pissed about the Cowboys, and I turned off the TV and didn't do anything football until the next morning. Anyways, so what's been going on the last 2 weeks? First thing, what I want to do is I want to break out some stats. I want to first show everybody where they would be if this was a points for league. I run a similar league that Gerald's played in before, where it's a play all league. It's not exactly points for, but it is a play all league. So you play every single team every week, and the points pretty much align usually. What if this league was a points for league? How would it look? It would look like this. As you can see, we have your points for rank. So where you would be at this point of the season if we were a points for team. So Beantown Ice has scored the most points in the league. Beef Shower has scored the least points in the league. Over here, we have your current rank as it stands with the current setup that Gerald has in our Dynasty League. So, looking at Beantown Ace, he's the top team in the league, and he has the most points, pretty standard. Voodoo. If you look over here, this is my luck factor column. What I do is I take the points for rank, I subtract it from your current rank, and then you have your luck factor. Voodoo. Looks like you voodoo cursed yourself. Anyway, -4 luck factor. That sucks. PGB could, it's at -1. He scored the third highest points in the league, and he's second seed. You are dope. Scored the fourth most points in the league, and he's the current third seed, so pretty good there. Here is the big one, Matty J. Big Fresh. You've scored the fifth most points in the league, and you're sitting at 10. A luck factor of -5. Seriously, man. You got to go get yourself some good karma. You went 1-on-1 last 2 weeks. We're going to talk about that too. But talk about luck just not being on your side. Actual B-Man, you scored the 6th most points in the league. You're currently 7, sitting outside of the playoff race. Luck factor of -1. I have the second highest luck factor at +3. I scored the 7th most points in the league, and I'm sitting in the 4th position. Z-Man holding steady, 8 and 8, so that's 0. No luck either way, just like Beantown. And then our commissioner, Gerald, has the highest luck factor. He has scored the second lowest points in the whole league, and he's sitting at the 5 seed. And then Beef Shower is down there, probably where he really should be anyway. So take a look at that. This is a game of luck. There are ways to structure your league to take luck out of it, but in general, I'm okay with that. There's going to be some outliers. There's going to be some lucky teams. There's going to be some unlucky teams. Right now, we have 2 unlucky teams in Voodoo and Big Fresh, and 2 lucky teams in Dak Knight and Integrity Farms. The biggest outlier being Big Freshness being the most unlucky team. Like I said, in general, that's going to happen in fantasy football, and you just kind of got to live with it. All right, so the other thing that happened this past week is Gerald dropped kind of a bomb on us. And I don't want this to be like I'm attacking Gerald at all, because I get where he's coming from on how to decide next year's draft order. He decided to make an executive decision to make it max points for. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to create the truest bad team to make sure that they get the first pick, and the truest best team to make sure they get the last pick. And his definition of truest is maximum potential points you could have scored in a given season. I get it. It makes rational sense. And I also agree with Gerald's ability to make executive decisions on certain issues, because if you do that in the middle of the season, it's just not going to be fair. My buddy and I, who run our other league, we do the same thing. Some things we do allow to go to a vote, and some things we just say, you know what, there's no way to make this a fair vote. We're going to make an executive decision. People can play or not. So I agree with both those factors. A couple issues with this, though. First of all, I've always, this is just personal, my opinion is I've always tried to make fantasy football emulate the NFL as much as possible. And this does not do that. NFL obviously just goes from Super Bowl to the worst record with a couple tiebreakers in there. And that's how they determine the seed. So the team that just won the biggest prize gets the last pick, and the team that had the worst season per se gets the first pick. And so then you can strategize in season on how you do it, whether you're going to tank or whatnot. And a lot of dynasty leagues are that the same way. So what I did is I broke down what would happen, or what were the impacts of Gerald's decision to make this a max points for league. Okay. So, here's what happened. If you look, we have Gerald's current draft order. This is what it would be. Beef Shower would be the first. Beantown Ace would be the 10th pick. So, as it stands today, per Gerald's rules, he has the second pick, a la I have the second overall pick. I also have the third overall pick. And let's break this down a little bit. So, the top three teams and the top 3 picks, Beef Shower deserves probably to be up there. He only has a Gerald factor of 1, because this column is where was where the NFL would say you should have the pick. If we were doing NFL rules, this is based on seeds as it stands after week 11. So Beef Shower has the number 1 overall pick because he has the worst max points for. He should have the number 2 overall pick because he's the 9th seed. So over here is your Gerald factor. This is the way Gerald helped or killed your draft order depending on this executive decision. Integrity Farms and Dak Knight had a Gerald factor of 4 each. He should be getting the 6th pick per the NFL rules. I should be getting the 7th pick per the NFL rules. Instead, we're staring at 2 and 3 in the face. Actual B-Man doesn't matter to you. Z-Man, you're getting screwed over by 2 picks. You're dope. You're getting 2 picks because of this decision. Voodoo Curse, you're getting 2 less picks. And the big one, again, getting screwed over by luck factor, getting screwed over by Gerald's executive decision. And I know this is not personal against Matty J. We all know that. Like I said, I understand why Gerald made this decision. But look at that. That is a season deterrent. So Gerald, the way he's doing it, Matty J's going to get the 8th overall pick as of right now. He should be getting the 1st overall pick. I mean, that's the difference between, like, I don't know, Kyle Pitts and whoever was drafted in the 8th seed, Trey Sermon or someone who's not even relevant in the 8th pick this past year. That's a huge, huge factor. I mean, when they do trade values, picks 1 through 3 in a given draft are worth about like 60 points. And then at the back end of the draft, they're worth about 14 to 20. I mean, that's a huge trade factor. PGB could and Beantown Ace are standing right where they should be no matter what. So that is the implications of this decision that Gerald has made. However, it really just depends on how you want to run your fantasy league and what philosophies you go by. It's not the philosophy that I would do in my leagues, but it's not my league. And so, like I said, I get why Gerald did this. These are the implications of his decision. And I think overall, in the end, he's probably going to be okay in this decision, but it just kind of sucks for some people this year, and it benefits me. If I had to vote just from a purely objective point of view, I would probably vote not to do that. But like I said, I'm okay with Gerald's ability to make that decision, and I see why he did it. All right, let's talk about the last 2 weeks for a little bit, because we didn't have a weekly update last week. Here is what happened. We have some hot teams, guys. We really have some hot teams. So, PGB could. Averaging 167.1 points over the last 2 weeks is our hottest teams. He's going on a 4-week win streak. Beantown Ace averaging 157.43 points. Guys, those are our 2 top teams. Y'all seen the other stats. You've seen the other metrics. These 2 teams deserve to be 1 and 2. I don't see them slowing down right now. I'm a little scared of not getting the championship because those 2 teams are so hot. Beantown is going on a 2-win winning streak. And then Integrity Farms, our commissioner, is our 3rd hottest team in the league right now. He has dumped a lot of his skill players. It's just not mattering. His team is putting on points. He's on a 4-game winning streak, and that's not really because of luck. He has averaged the 3rd most points in the league over the last 2 weeks. 3 teams who split the last 2 weeks. My team, Z-Man, and Your Dope. Your Dope being the head of that, 138.88 points per game over the last 2 weeks. And then my team at the bottom, 4 teams have split it. My team and Big Fresh too, 111.93. I did have a win last week. That was pretty narrow. That kind of helped me get that not go 0-2. Voodoo has averaged more points than me, but has a worse luck factor, like we determined. He cursed himself, so therefore he's still 0-2. Actual B-Man Abuse Shower going on 4-game losing streaks and is par for the course, as they have averaged the least amount of points over the last 2 weeks. So 2 hot teams, 2 cold teams, and then Voodoo's pretty cold too, and everyone else is kind of in the middle. Some relevant games. Integrity Farms beat Z-Man by 8.5 points in Week 10 to keep his winning streak alive. I beat Beast Shower last week with the 3rd lowest amount of points in the league, so it's a good thing that I drew him, again, using that luck factor to my advantage. And then last night was a really close one between Z-Man and Voodoo. Again, Voodoo get unlucky. I didn't have any doubt that Kadarius Toney was going to pull it out, but it was close. He only won by 1.9 points, keeping keeping Z-Man's season really alive. Current playoff picture. Right now, Beantown Ace and PGB are slated to get the first round buys, which is legit. And then I am slated to play our Commissioner Gerald, and Voodoo will be playing You Are Dope. B-Man and Z-Man are definitely in the hunt. They're only 1 game out of that 6th seed, but there are some point implications there. You can't just keep on averaging these type of points, B-Man and Z-Man, and expect to get in there. Even with a 500 record, you're going to need to score some points. You're going to need to watch your manager and your efficiency. Work on making those calls. Every point matters when it's this tight. All right, guys. That's just some stats that I wanted to do today. We will get into some more fun stuff when I do another recording later at my house, probably later this week, maybe before Thanksgiving, probably after. We'll see how things go. But I wish all of you guys a happy Thanksgiving, and I wish the best of luck for all of y'all. And then for our 2 teams at the bottom, Beef Shower and Big Freshness, don't give up. There's always implications. There's always strategies. Now that you know how Gerald's going to be deciding the draft order, there are still some things you can do to benefit. The trade deadline is now, guys. Once that first game starts on Thursday, Detroit Lions play like 9:30 a.m. Central Time or Eastern Time, whatever. That trade deadline is over, so get your trade-ins now. Again, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. This has been Lil'Shane, a.k.a. Deck Night Rises, and I wish you all a good day. Bye.